What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we have the AeroClassics May 2023 releases for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. Super excited for today's release reaction. Really get back on track with our release reactions as we head into the summer. It's really fun as this was about the time last year that I started doing release reactions. And I remember the May release for AeroClassics I did. I think that was the first ever one I did individually for AeroClassics. And it had the Southwest Desert Gold Retro in it, or the Alaska West Coast Wonders. So it was one of those two maxes, but really good vibe, and certainly excited to see what AeroClassics has this month as we get back on track here after a kind of a chaotic finish to the school year. So I hope you guys are excited for this, and without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. So as I said, AeroClassics is back up to bat here for their May releases, and I'm excited to see what they have after we had to combine the April releases into a massive one. So super excited for this. So let's go ahead and take a look here, starting in the 1 to 400 scale. We're going to start off right here with Air Canada Lockheed L1011-1. This is going to be Charlie Foxtrot Tango November Charlie. A really great looking aircraft. I really like to try out this mold sometime, and honestly, it looks like one of AeroClassics' best offerings overall. From proportions to simplicity, it looks like a really cool aircraft. Not to mention a really nice livery here in the Air Canada one of their previous liveries. I believe this one came before the red and black one, the not the current day one, but you guys know which one I'm talking about. That was on the 340s and everything. So very cool to see this, and this will be a really good offering for all those Canadian collectors and many more. Next up, we have AirTran Boeing 737-200 November 470 Alpha Tango, and this one has the really cool previous livery on it. So one of AirTran's first liveries. I think this is a really great offering here. Again, very diverse in the really the niche-based element here of AeroClassics here, really digging into the really particular models, and I think this is a really good way to do it, especially with how many good planes they've released in the past, even though some re-releases are definitely needed from them, but still looking very good right there, and that'll be a fantastic offering. Very nice. Okay, we have an Air Malta Boeing 737-200. This 9 Hotel Alpha Bravo Echo this time. I really like this model. This looks really good. Very simple mold, as you guys know, with the 737-200. Still would like to get some more of them, even though I do have several. I was thinking I want to get them, but I already have them, so what am I talking about? There's usually in these release reactions, it's predominantly models that I don't have, so I always want to try to expand on that, but not in this case. So certainly cool to see this, and this will be another really good offering. And here we have the US Air Boeing 727-200. This is November 779 Alpha Lima. A really solid release right there. I'm trying to think of the last time that one of these got done. I'm sure Gemini did one probably 15 or 20 years ago at this point, but fantastic to see this for any US retro collector looking for this. US Air had a really big establishment there on the US East Coast, and then the MD-80 hopefully will get done by Gemini jets if it transpires. So that's fantastic, and US Air really getting a solid representation here lately. And they also, a couple years ago from Gemini, got a 737 Classic. So yeah, really good time to build up a US Air fleet if you're interested, and AeroClassics has you covered here. And there's a US Air Boeing 727-200. This is the all-white livery. This is November 762 Alpha Lima. Very interesting release right here. A couple of the airlines, Eastern, US Air, several of them had the chrome iteration of their livery, and then they had the all-white iteration. So cool to see that US Air is getting represented that here. Again, it wasn't as common as their really iconic polished livery as you're seeing above, but I still think this is a really good offering for anybody that's looking for it. And if you're looking to do any particular US airport, particularly on the East Coast, or anything like that, this is a really good option for you. So looking really cool. I cannot answer the question of how many of those they had, but I'm sure somebody in the comments will. So thank you in advance to whoever may help me out there. Pan Am Boeing 727-200. There we go, November 7438. Very nice. So another really great aircraft right here. Very excited for this. This one I may go ahead and get because 1983, Pan Am did fly to Tulsa International Airport with a connecting service into Oklahoma City as well. So they flew a flight from New York John F. Kennedy, came to Tulsa, went on the OKC, and then back up to New York, which was very cool. That was competing with TWA at the time. Very short-lived. I think it was only about a year or two. I'm still trying to get the full details on that. It was on a 727-100, but the big difference is it had this big billboard livery, as you're seeing above. Most of the 727-100s that have been done in 1 to 400 scale do not have the big billboard titles. They're the smaller ones that say Pan American Airlines or something like that. Pan American, I think is what it says. But the livery that was accurate for the time was this one. So I might go ahead and do this one, but obviously there's still a bunch of time till I will really need this aircraft for those updates. So And also, speaking of which, that project is still in the works. I just need a really good chance to sit down and really finish up the history for it. The airport updates are pretty much ready. I believe the mat from Layover Layouts is almost complete at this point, thank goodness. And Terminal, as you know, has been ready. So very excited for that, and hopefully we'll be able to get on top of that. But another really good offering here to go along with the rest of them. So another retro massive unboxing will be in the coming future as well, probably in the next month or so. So stay on the lookout for that. Okay, how about a Hughes Air West Boeing 727-2 on November 722 Romeo Whiskey, a really cool registration there. Go with the 722. I'm not as familiar with Hughes Air West. I think they were a pretty cool airline though, and there's a bunch of US planes in this release. So very unique plane, kind of like the Spirit of today, if you will, it looks to be to me. So certainly very cool to see this, and I'm sure for anybody looking for this aircraft that it'll be a really great plane for them. So really cool release ultimately, and I think they did a really good job here. So that's fantastic. Also interesting to see that Easy Toys is now doing the lassos around most of these aircraft, so I think they look good. So that's certainly a cool way to go about it. Here's another Hughes Air West Boeing 727-200. This one's November 721 Romeo Whiskey, and really no major differences. It's just another one of those aircraft that AeroClassics decides to do twice, so can't complain with that. It's really nice to get another iteration here, so that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, here we go. Delta Shuttle Airlines Boeing 727-200. This is a blue box release, November 414 Delta Alpha. So really cool to see this. I would have been very excited for this about 9 months ago because I was looking for one. A normal Delta Widget 727, was able to get a Gemini version, but this is a really great opportunity if you're looking for a nice flagship classic to get one. I think this will be a very good offering. I'm sure they have the normal one coming up too. So whichever particular one you're looking for, this is a great opportunity for you. So certainly cool to see that they're expanding into this realm, and I think it'll be a really good opportunity for them. So very nicely done here by AeroClassics. So we have the shuttle, and I'm expecting the normal livery. Yes, so very cool to see that. I think that's going to be a really great offering again for anybody that's looking for it. Looks kind of short in that picture, but I think it's still 200. So looking fantastic. The mold's really good for that AeroClassics 727, in my opinion. I think they did a really good job of constructing that. Ultimately, they have a really good mold going there. So if you're looking for that one, that's a really good opportunity. But yeah, give it up to AeroClassics. They've really had some really good offerings lately when it comes to their US retro department. This release is a really great example of that, especially if you're a 727 lover. So that's fantastic right there. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to have a airline. It's Argentina's Airbus A340-300 Lima Victor Charlie Sierra Delta, so kind of a modern retro hybrid type model here. This is another really interesting mode. It's the 330, the L1011, and the A340 I've been super interested in here for AeroClassics. That landing gear is really interesting. I really want to see that in real life just to see how that looks and everything. It honestly looks really good, so that's why I think I'm so intrigued by it. But another really great offering here for anybody that's looking for a beautiful kind of hybrid aircraft here. And I think this will be a really good offering there. So another very solid release right there. It's absolutely fantastic. And that will do for the AeroClassics May 2023 releases. This is a very solid release overall. I think they could have added just a little bit more variety in the international scale, but it's in the international scope would be a better way to phrase that. But at the same time, their previous releases have really had a bunch of that, so they were finally giving some US some real love here when it comes to especially the Boeing 727, but also some others there too. I think we got some really good planes here. The Air Canada and the Air Train are really good offerings for those collectors, along with Air Malta. I think that will be another really nice plane right there. The US Airs have been really desired, and they're pretty hard to find as it is, so that will be really nice for those collectors to find those. The Pan Am, I think, is another very solid release. I think that the Billboard one, I can't remember. It's either Dragon Wings did one with winglets that's still fairly, it's findable, I'll say that, but the non-wing one, I think, see, they're really challenging to find, or it's never been done. So I think that's a really nice particular offering right there, very similar to this US Air. So that was a really good release right there. The Hughes Air West, I also think that's a really good opportunity for anybody that's ever wanted that airline to get one. So it's certainly very exciting as well. Along with the Delta 727s, very similar story, as they're not impossible to find, but this is just a really convenient opportunity if you are looking for one. So I really like the choice right there by AeroClassics. And then rounding it out with the Aero Argentina's 340, I think that's another really good offering, and ultimately a really good aircraft there. So yeah, really solid release right here. Again, I think they did a really good job catering to the US collectors, and we'll see what they decide to bring out for June. But this is a really solid release, very, very good one. Definitely in terms of US diversity, well, I guess not an aircraft type, but in terms of popularity, a very high-end release right here, and ultimately a very good job right there. So absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate you guys watching today's video. Again, thank you guys so much. Let me know if you guys have any additional questions or which ones you guys will be getting from these releases, if you are getting any. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Channel update coming soon, along with a bunch of great content. We'll have some really exciting changes coming to the table, and I'm really excited for those, and I hope you guys are as well. But with all that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do what you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.